We're talking about Brooklyn Beckham's explosive claims about the alleged clash with his parents, Victoria and David Beckham. So in a series of Instagram posts, Brooklyn writes in part, "I do not want to reconcile with my family. I've been silent for years and made every effort to keep these matters private." He then goes on to allege, "My parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationship since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped." And referencing his mother, he says, "She canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour and even hijacked my first dance with my wife." Oh, this is like a bombshell.
Like a bombshell.
What are you making of this?
Disclaimer off the top, I am getting all this information against my will. I did not I didn't want to know any of this, and now I know it and I can't take it back. I get it. You're trying to tell me a rich kid has controlling parents? That is unheard of and shocking to me. But I would like to tell something. For those of us who have been Premier League fans, English football for a long time, know that about 25, 30 years ago, when David Beckham started dating a Spice Girl, everyone talked about how controlling she was and how it bled into the football that he was playing. And I would like to explain to Brooklyn something. You have a mom who got famous for singing when she can't sing. And you have a dad who was kind of like an okay footballer, became one of the best known footballers in the world. You know how they did that? By controlling the narrative. You think they're going to stop now, okay? Appreciate it. You have millions of Instagram followers, and we don't even know what you do, okay? And so here's the thing. Most of you in this room don't even know Victoria's maiden name. That's how hard she's worked to build this brand. Most of you know her as Victoria Beckham, which has only been for her adult life. If anyone in this room knows her maiden name, good for you. You're a hardcore Spice Girls fan. The rest of us,
yeah, you're right,
have been taught who she is, and so I am on Victoria's side. I built this before Instagram and TikTok, and you're trying to take that away? Absolutely not.
So you're on her side?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, fascinating.
Yes.
You know
what an interesting
Yes.
That's a take that I don't think anybody, we were all like gobsmacked. We're all like, oh, we didn't think about it that way. You know what, my take on it, because here's the deal. I know everybody has a messy family, regardless of what our situations are. And I know you don't know what you don't know. So I'm not gonna chime in on who's right and whose side. I'm not taking a side. But I will say this to Brooklyn. Congratulations. You wanted to hurt your parents and you did it. You really did it. But let's talk about all the other things that you've unlocked. You've also hurt your brothers, your sister, your grandparents on both sides, your aunts, your uncles, your godparents, and everybody who's part of your parents' very controlling community. You have fractured them, and some of them are gonna choose a side, and that's also gonna fracture that community, and that's something that you've also done. You've also, for the rest of your life, anything that you do, cooking, photography, any of those things, anytime you do a podcast, any interview, this is gonna come up because of your actions. They're always gonna tie it back to this. And the third thing, and something maybe he's not thinking about because he's only 3 years into his marriage, you're 26, you got married in 2022. You're in the infancy part of your marriage, and you put a lot of weight on that marriage because now it's just you and her. Family. But isn't you have severed ties with your entire community. So if anything goes wrong in that relationship, which by the way, people will be watching. Yeah, I'm not saying it will, but people will be watching if there's even a little like semblance of you guys not getting along. And the first thing they will bring up is that you severed ties with your entire family for her, and now that's not working out. So congratulations, kid. Yeah. Hope you know what you're doing. Hope you know what you're doing.
Is it just me, or does this not reek also of like Harry and Meghan vibes, right? Except in that case, it's like that was the royal family. They were born into it. They didn't have any choice. I think what Brooklyn is pointing out is that they had a choice. And so his case, his take is that he was, put out repeatedly as he was growing up, that they were making money off photos of him from infancy, that he never got really a chance to kind of be on his own. So he says in that long thing that you didn't want to read that we're going to tell people more about, is that my family values public promotion and endorsements above all else. Brand Beckham, to your point, comes first. Family love is decided by how much you post on social media or how quickly you drop everything to show up and pose for a family photo op. That, to me, does sound awful, and it reminded me also of another famous family, the Kardashians. And I thought to myself, like, what if Rob Kardashian put out a series of posts like this? We would probably all be like, Yeah, I get it. Like, I feel bad for Rob Kardashian. So why is it that we don't feel, like, I initially was like, oh my God, the poor Beckhams. I didn't feel bad for him at all. But like, why is it that we're, I don't.
So emotionally, or at least for me, I can only speak for myself, I'm emotionally siding with the parents, even though I know they're media savvy. I think just because I like them. I think it's as simple as that.
And I also think it's tacky not to like your partner's like kid. You have to figure out a way to like reconcile everything, but also, what did you expect when you named your kid Brooklyn? Like, how many?
You really are going after these two.
You know
This
what
has
else is
nothing to do with
important?
what they named their kid.
Just quickly, someone mentioned backstage, because of the Beckham brand, if you want to call it that, that is how he met his wife, the love of his life. Do you think they would have married if it weren't
They wouldn't
for
even
it?
have been in the same room to meet each other. But I think that's all besides the point. It's just that he has done his best to really embarrass his parents. And again, you know what? You just quoted something that he said, but it's like there's always three sides to a story. There's his side, there's his parents, I'm sure, like, well, let me tell you about the other side and what we did with that money and why he's allowed to not go to college but do all of these things that we helped and financed. You're welcome, son. And then there's the truth somewhere in there. So I'm not taking anything he says, and I'm also not taking anything that the parents say, because we know that life is messy and families are complicated.
That's mature. Yeah, that's maturity.